only 20% of dogs are truly happy with their owners. That's what recent research reveals. Here's the good news. If your dog does these things with you, you may already be giving them the best life possible. Don't miss the last sign. It changes everything. Let's begin. Sign 1, constant check-ins. You're sitting on the couch, scrolling through your phone, minding your own business, and suddenly you feel it. Eyes watching you. You look up, and there's your dog across the room, just staring, making sure you're okay. This isn't random behavior. Scientists call this referential monitoring, and it's completely unique to dogs. No other animal does this consistently with humans. Not wolves, even when raised by people. Not cats, despite being domesticated. Dogs were bred over thousands of years to care deeply about human emotions and intentions. The happiest, most secure dogs take this even further. They check on you even when nothing's wrong, just to confirm you're safe and content. It's what best friends do without being asked. If your dog regularly glances over, locks eyes briefly, reads your body language, then relaxes with visible contentment, they're not just obedient. They're emotionally connected to you on a profound level most owners never experience. And that connection shows up in unexpected ways too. Sign 2, the full body wiggle. Tail wags matter, but they don't tell the whole story. A wagging tail just means your dog feels something. Could be excitement, anxiety, or even aggression depending on context. But there's one movement with zero room for misinterpretation. The full body wiggle. When your dog sees you and their entire body transforms into a wiggling noodle, hips swaying like they're doing a victory dance, that's pure joy. Behavior experts call this social happiness, emotion so strong it can't stay contained, so it bursts out in movement. Most dogs never experience this level of bliss. If yours does it regularly, especially when you come home, you're not just a good owner, you're their entire world. This wiggle only happens when dogs feel overwhelming happiness. It's their body's way of expressing joy that words could never capture. If you see this multiple times a week, you've created something special. A bond most pet owners dream about, but rarely achieve. Sign 3, your personal shadow, who chooses you over everything. Your dog shadows you everywhere. Kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, doesn't matter. You might think they're clingy, but here's what's really happening. Dogs who follow aren't insecure. They're invested. In wolf packs, members stick together because separation means danger. Your dog following says, "We're a team and I want to be where you are." But here's the key difference. Anxious dogs follow out of fear and panic when you're out of sight. Happy dogs follow by choice. If your dog trails you, but doesn't freak out when you close the door between you, that's secure attachment. They want your company, not your constant presence. Most dogs never reach this balance. It shows they trust you'll come back. They enjoy being near you, but they're also confident enough to handle brief separations. This behavior proves you've created an environment where they feel safe exploring independently while still preferring your proximity. That's the perfect emotional foundation every dog deserves. Sign 4, the crazy welcome after short absences. You leave for 5 minutes to grab the mail, and your dog acts like you've been gone for 5 years. Some find this excessive, but it's actually beautiful. Dogs don't understand time like we do. Whether you're gone 5 minutes or 5 hours, the joy of your return hits the same. But here's the important part. This enthusiastic greeting only happens with dogs who genuinely missed you, not dogs with separation anxiety. Anxious dogs destroy things, bark constantly, and panic. Happy dogs wait patiently, then explode with excitement when you return. If your dog greets you like a soldier coming home every time, even after short trips, their happiness isn't anxiety-based. It's pure love and genuine joy at being reunited with their favorite person. This consistent enthusiasm, day after day, proves you're not just someone who feeds them. You're their source of happiness, their best friend, the highlight of their entire day every single time you walk through that door. Sign 5, The ultimate vulnerability position, only reserved for you. If your dog sleeps flat on their back, legs in the air, snoring like a chainsaw, that's not just adorable, it's a major trust signal. A dog's belly contains their most vital organs. In the wild, sleeping exposed like this would be a death sentence because predators target the vulnerable underbelly. Dogs instinctively know this. They only adopt this position when they feel completely safe. No threats, no worries, pure relaxation. Most dogs never reach this comfort level because something in their environment keeps them on edge. If your dog regularly looks like a crime scene outline when sleeping, you've created a genuine sanctuary. This position requires total trust in their surroundings and in you as their protector. It means they've let go of survival instincts that usually keep them alert even during sleep. When a dog sleeps belly up near you, they're showing the ultimate vulnerability because they believe nothing bad can happen while you're watching over them. That level of trust takes time to build and can only exist in truly loving, stable homes. Sign 6, they steal your scent. Because it's their security blanket, your dog grabs your worn shirt, shoe, or pillowcase and curls up with it when you're not around. You might think they're being destructive, but they're actually coping with missing you. Your scent comforts them deeply. Dogs have up to 300 million scent receptors compared to our 6 million, and your smell is tied to their sense of security. When they take your clothes, they're not stealing. They're self-soothing with the next best thing to having you there. Here's the key distinction. Anxious dogs destroy items out of panic, shredding and damaging them. Happy dogs gently hold your items like security blankets, seeking comfort without destruction. If you find your dog peacefully napping with your hoodie or sock nearby, they're not misbehaving. They're showing that your presence, even just your lingering scent, makes them feel safe and loved. This behavior proves their bond with you runs so deep that even your smell alone provides emotional comfort when you're away. Sign 7, the butt trust test that humans would never pass. If a human turned their back and shoved their butt in your face, you'd be offended. But when your dog does it, that's the ultimate compliment. Veterinary behaviorists confirm dogs only present their rear end to people they completely trust. It's their way of saying, "I trust you to watch my back." In the wild, turning away from threat could be fatal because it exposes vulnerable areas and eliminates visual awareness. So this position is reserved for the safest relationships. If your dog casually sits with their butt facing you, they feel zero threat in your presence. Most dogs never trust anyone this deeply, even owners who feed them daily. This behavior goes against every survival instinct because it requires complete faith. When your dog backs up into your space or sits facing away, they're not being rude. They're showing respect and trust by making themselves vulnerable around you. Sign 8, they love you enough to walk away without drama. Does your dog come to you for cuddles, enjoy it for a few minutes, then calmly walk away without drama? That's not rejection. That's secure attachment, the healthiest bond possible. Dogs with anxiety cling and panic when you're not visible. Dogs with secure attachment know you're not going anywhere, so they feel confident exploring independently. They seek affection when they want it and leave when they're satisfied. No fuss. This balance, love without desperation, only develops in homes where dogs feel consistently safe and loved over time. If your dog does this, you've nailed the emotional foundation. Most dogs are either too anxious to leave their owner's side or too distant to seek affection regularly. The sweet spot is a dog who confidently comes and goes, knowing love is always available, but not requiring constant physical contact. This shows they trust the relationship is solid enough to handle space and independence without weakening the bond between you. Sign 9, the side roll during petting. When you pet your dog and they slowly melt onto their side like ice cream in the sun, that's surrender in the best way. Behavior experts say rolling onto their side during affection is one of the biggest trust signals because they're willing to lose their defensive stance. Dogs are hardwired to stay alert, ready to react to danger instantly. But when they're so relaxed, they collapse mid-pet session. Their guard is completely down. This only happens when trust outweighs survival instinct. Most dogs stay at least somewhat tense during affection because they don't feel truly safe. If yours melts into a puddle under your hand, you've earned their deepest trust. This position exposes their vital organs and puts them in a vulnerable state where they can't quickly defend themselves or escape. The fact they're willing to be this exposed while you touch them shows they believe at their core that you would never hurt them, even when they're completely defenseless and unable to protect themselves properly. Sign 10, silent communication. Ever notice your dog responding when you haven't said a word? You think, "Don't jump on the couch," and they pause mid-leap. That's not coincidence, it's connection. Studies show dogs process human speech in both brain hemispheres, one for words, one for tone. But here's the kicker. They only respond when both match. If you say loving words in a flat tone, their brain doesn't light up. They need the full package, meaning they know you deeply. This level of understanding can't be trained through obedience classes. It's built through relationship quality over time. If your dog reads your mind like this, you're not just their owner, you're their person. They've learned your patterns, moods, body language, and energy so well, they can predict your intentions before you act on them. This mental connection goes beyond commands and treats. It's two beings so in sync that communication happens almost telepathically. And that only develops when dogs feel safe, loved, and deeply bonded with their human. Sign 11, the relaxed eating. Dogs inhale food like they're in a race. It's instinct to eat fast, stay alert, survive. But if your dog eats near you and pauses mid-meal, when you talk, that's huge. Eating is when dogs are most vulnerable. In the wild, distractions during dinner could mean death from predators. If your dog is willing to stop eating just to acknowledge you, they trust you more than their survival instincts. That's next-level bonding. Behavioral ecologists confirm only dogs in the safest environments eat slowly because they don't feel the need to rush back to guard mode. If your dog takes their time with meals around you, they feel zero threat in your home. This behavior shows they've completely let go of the ancient fear that someone might steal their food or attack while they're distracted. They're so confident in your protection and the safety of their environment that they can actually enjoy their meals instead of desperately gulping everything down as fast as physically possible to minimize vulnerability. Sign 12, the deep sigh. You're sitting together, and suddenly your dog lets out a long, deep sigh and melts into the floor. That's not boredom, it's bliss. Research shows sighing in dogs activates their parasympathetic nervous system, the body's rest and recover mode. When they sigh, they're literally saying, "Life is good, I can relax now." Most dogs are too stressed to ever reach this state, constantly on alert even at home. But dogs in truly happy homes sigh regularly because they've hit peak comfort. It's the canine version of saying, "Ah, finally peace." If your dog sighs like this next to you, they're not just content, they're in paradise. This deep exhale is their body physically releasing tension and stress, indicating they feel so safe they can fully let their guard down. When dogs sigh while lying close to you, it's often accompanied by that full-body relaxation where every muscle goes soft. That combination tells you everything. Your presence doesn't just make them happy, it makes them feel peaceful and completely secure. Sign 13, calm during departures. You'd think a dog who loves you would panic when you leave, but the opposite is true. Dogs with secure attachment stay calm when their owner walks out because they trust you'll return. Anxious dogs lose their minds, barking, pacing, destroying things because they lack that confidence. But dogs living their best life? They watch you go, maybe look a little sad, but don't spiral into panic. This calmness is a compliment, not indifference. It means you've built a foundation of trust so strong they don't need constant reassurance. Most owners never reach this level. If your dog handles your exits with quiet confidence, you've mastered dog parenting. This behavior shows they've learned through consistent experience that you always come back, that departures are temporary, and that their world doesn't end when you're not in sight. They might watch from the window or wait by the door, but they're not experiencing the distress that comes from thinking you might never return. That security only comes from being proven right hundreds of times. Sign 14, playful fighting, that you always win. When your dog play bows, then pounces toward you with a wagging tail, it might look aggressive, but it's the opposite. Play fighting is ancient canine bonding with strict social rules. Dogs use micro-expressions to signal, "This is just a game. Nobody gets hurt." The most telling part? They let you win. Your dog could overpower you if they wanted. They're faster, stronger, have better reflexes, but they hold back because play isn't about dominance. It's about connection. By respecting your limits and letting you come out on top, they're showing love and trust. If your dog play fights with you regularly and always pulls their punches, they don't just like you, they respect you deeply. They understand the power difference between you and consciously choose to be gentle. They could bite harder, jump more aggressively, or knock you over, but they carefully calibrate their strength to keep things fun without ever causing harm. This self-control during play demonstrates sophisticated emotional intelligence and deep respect for your relationship. Sign 15, soft eye contact. When your dog looks at you with soft, relaxed eyes, almost like they're smiling with their face, that's pure love. Hard stares mean challenge or fear, but soft eye contact releases oxytocin in both you and your dog. It's the same hormone mothers and babies share. Scientists call it the love gaze, and it only happens between deeply bonded pairs. Wolves don't do this with humans, even when raised by them. Only domesticated dogs developed this ability over thousands of years. If your dog holds your gaze softly, pupils relaxed, ears neutral, they're not just comfortable, they're emotionally connected on a chemical level. This bond is rarer than you think. Most animals avoid prolonged eye contact because it's threatening in nature. But dogs evolved to use eye contact as a bonding tool specifically with humans. When your dog gives you that soft gaze, their brain is literally releasing feel-good hormones, and so is yours. It's a biological feedback loop of love that strengthens your bond every single time it happens. Sign 16, they yawn when you yawn. You yawn, and seconds later, your dog yawns too. You probably thought it was random, but research proves it's emotional mirroring. Studies show dogs catch yawns from their owners, but not from strangers. This contagious yawning only happens between individuals with strong emotional bonds. It's an empathy response. Your dog is so tuned into you that your state affects theirs. Wolves don't do this with humans. Cats don't either. Only dogs with deep attachment mimic their owner's yawns because they're emotionally synchronized. If your dog yawns after you do, especially when you're both relaxed, they're not tired. They're connected to you on a level most people never experience with their pets. This mirroring behavior shows they're paying close attention to your subtle cues and unconsciously matching your emotional and physical state. It's one of the clearest signs that your dog sees you as their primary social partner, someone they're so bonded with that your actions automatically influence theirs without any conscious thought or training involved. Sign 17, they bring you their problems. Your dog can't open a door, reach a toy, or figure something out, so they come straight to you with that help me look. This isn't learned behavior from training. It's trust. Research shows dogs only seek human help when they believe that human is capable and willing to assist. If your dog consistently brings problems to you, instead of trying to solve them alone or giving up, they see you as their problem solver, their protector. It's the ultimate vote of confidence. Wolves raised by humans don't do this naturally. They try solving problems themselves first. but domesticated dogs living in secure homes. They've learned you're their go-to solution. If your dog recruits you for help, you're their hero. This problem-seeking behavior shows sophisticated social cognition. They understand not only that you're different from them, but that you have abilities they lack and can be relied upon. It's collaborative problem-solving that requires deep trust and understanding of your role in their life as a capable, reliable partner. Sign 18. They share their space with you. Your dog has a favorite spot, their bed, a sunny corner, a specific couch cushion. And one day, they invite you into it. Maybe they move over to make room, or they nudge you to sit with them in their zone. This is massive. Dogs are territorial by nature, and their resting spots are sacred. If your dog willingly shares their space, or even prefers when you join them there, they've erased the boundary between mine and ours. You're not a guest in their territory. You're family. Most dogs guard their spaces, even from owners they love. But dogs living their absolute best life, they want you in their bubble. If your dog makes room for you in their favorite spot, you've reached the inner circle. This space-sharing behavior goes against their natural resource guarding instincts. Comfortable resting spots are valuable to dogs, and sharing them voluntarily shows they value your presence more than their exclusive claim to that space. It's a clear sign they see you as pack, as someone they want close during vulnerable resting times. So how many of these signs does your dog show? If it's more than 10, you're not just a dog owner, you're living proof that unconditional love goes both ways. But here's what most people miss. There's one behavior happy dogs do that reveals more about your bond than all of these combined. And I guarantee you've seen it, but never understood what it really meant. Check out my next video to find out what it is.